unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I'm unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel. It's all come down to this. After 28 weeks of the regular season, the playoffs are finally upon us. This weekend is round one of the quarterfinals, and it promises to be unbeatable. Up next is Cheshire versus Bristol. Guiding you through this one is Dan Routledge and Azania Stewart.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. Yes, welcome to EPSV here in Ellesmere Port, where the Cheshire Phoenix are getting set to do battle with the Bristol Flyers. Cheshire finished second in the league for the first time, their highest finish since 2005. That was also the last time they made the playoff final. Last year, they reached the semis. They have their eyes on going one step further this time around. But Bristol have been semi-finalists in each of the last two seasons. Only 4 times, though, has the 7th seed ever made it past the first round in the playoffs. Caledonia did it last year. Can Bristol follow suit and upset the odds in round one? And you can see the lights are out here in Ellesmere Port as the Cheshire Phoenix are about to be introduced against the Bristol Flyers. And Azania, this is in some ways the most intriguing of all the 4 matchups, because Bristol is not a normal 7th seed. They're a very talented team.
Very talented, and maybe a little bit lower than we expected this season. But what I do love about this matchup, in regular season, they tied it up 2-2, and this is what's just given it a good recipe for a good game.
And Bristol, with their last visit here, were victorious against this Cheshire Phoenix team. They've had injuries all year long, the Flyers, but they seem to be pretty healthy now, and they seem to be playing really well. Cheshire, though, have been consistent all year.
Consistent, especially that March, but you know, April, they hit a little bit of a bump, a couple injuries, but Bristol, for me, Dan, has just really figured a few things out and is playing their best basketball at the right time at the playoffs.
Well, let's have a look at the starting fives for today's game. Starting with the Cheshire Phoenix, and this is a familiar-looking 5, Azania.
Yeah, this is their strong 5. LaQuincy Radeau and Maceo Jack loves the corner 3, so watch out for that. Aaron Rye pushing for MVP versus Matt Morgan, and then Shagwa, and then Skylar White.
And at the other end of the floor, again, another 5 that we've become very familiar with this Bristol lineup.
Yeah, so true. And, you know, they start with Brad Green, the big green machine, and then Bradley, also Johnson, Tavon Ollison, and then also Tevin Ollison, excuse me, and Tajon Lucas.
Well, 8 teams have qualified for the playoffs in the British Basketball League. This is how it all shakes down. We're underway in the other 3 rounds so far. This is the last of the 4 to get started in this competition. So let's have a look at the results so far. Look at that. 2 of the underdogs have already won. Newcastle on the road in Caledonia and winning by 19. London winning at home against Surrey by 15, but Leicester, with a dramatic 4th quarter, have just beaten Sheffield 84-81 on the road without their captain, Kimball McKenzie. Some result that for Leicester.
Yeah, and especially winning at Sheffield. Sheffield is pretty much undefeated at home, so that's huge to get that road win.
We will focus a little more on our game right after this break. Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League playoffs. It's been exciting already, and we haven't reached the conclusion of the first round of games yet. We're only 3.5 minutes away from tip-off. Let's pick out a couple of guys to watch, and there's an obvious choice when you come and watch Cheshire Phoenix. Aaron Wright's been sensational all season.
Sensational indeed, Dan. For me, he's pushing for MVP against Matt Morgan. He's in second for points per game, and there he is. Points per game is 19. He's scored total 574. Matt Morgan 576 total points. So both of them are going at it, but he is the head of the snake. He loves to slow his offense down, and really, if you can stop him, you could potentially get a win.
And if you had a two-headed snake, the other head would be LaQuincy Rideau, wouldn't he? What a season he's had.
Incredible season, and I would like to call him an absolute dog. Loves to compete and is going to push his team. There it is, points per game. Also leads the league in steals. He has 93 steals on the season, and also leads in assists. So he's not only managing to score, but also share the ball with his team.
He's also a guy that seems to have grown in confidence as the season goes on. Maybe wasn't a great three-point shooter at the start of the year. Sure knocks down some important ones for them now, and he seems to be in and about everything, never taking a backward step.
You're right, Dan, and he's shooting 33% from the three now, and especially when you can shoot that well, then it opens up and you can get to the lane.
At the other end of the floor, one guy who's been super consistent, Mr. Double-Double himself, Brad Green.
Well, you know I had to pick Brad Green. It's rude not to. He has been Mr. Consistent. Points per game, 13, and then he leads the league in rebounding. He's just an absolute workhorse. He's constantly helping Bristol around the rim, but also great post players, great poise, and they'll look to him to go inside and dominate.
And we've talked about their injury problems. He's been Mr. Durable, hasn't he? He's not only played every game, he's started every game for them.
You're so right, and that's obviously helped them. 36 games, that is so consistent, as well as the double-double.
And one guy who was part of the Flyers last year, but I think has made a super step up this year. It's looked really good, Tevin Ollison.
Yeah, you're right. You know, he played last year, coming back. I think that's built confidence. But also he's looking aggressive. He's looking for his own offense, and he's just really flourishing at the right time.
Well, the Bristol Flyers have never gone past the semi-finals in this competition. Andreas Kampoulis knows it's going to be a difficult road if his team are going to do it, but they have the weapons, that's for sure. Ben Thomas, he's already been to one final this year. Be desperate to take his team all the way to the O2 and have another shot at some more silverware. We will have tip-off right after this break. Welcome back to Ellesmere Point. Joe Hodgson alongside Kate Unsworth and John Paul Heron ready to go, our three officials. The teams are out and we are set. It's the Flyers against the Phoenix and we are underway. And Shagwell. Back iron, long rebound is pulled in by Lucas. Bradley steps into a three. And that one's grabbed by Rideau. Stolen away. Johnson pushing it back. Johnson hard to the hole, but Rideau does enough to make it difficult. And here's Jack in his favorite spot, but can't make the three. Back to Shagwell, and we're on the board with the first score.
Well, there you go. Now I can finally talk. There's a lot of action and a couple missed shots, but you're right, Rideau standing his ground on the defense, and then Shagwell getting on the board early.
Ollison around to Lucas for 3. Rebound Shotwell.
It's like Rideau kind of baited Lucas into shooting that, didn't he? He was wide open.
Well, either that or he missed an assignment is the other way, but I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
Sure.
Right. Kicks it back out. Batted away again. That's a couple of times Johnson's been in the passing lanes early on.
Yeah, and good defense from Bristol. You see how they brought the double team down low to right and then managed to break up that play.
4 on the shot clock.
Does Rideau know it?
And he gets it away in time. And rims out. Green. Cross court. Hollison under pressure is able to throw that one in.
Well, that's why we picked him at the top of the
Yeah.
game. I love when that happens, you know, because I get to pick these guys, and when they show up and show out, makes me look good.
Yep, certainly. I mean, that's one of the things we think of him as a shooter, but he's certainly capable of putting the ball on the floor. Nice pass. Shagwa, close range, tips in his own shot.
Good job, Shagwa, sticking with that. Brad Green making it difficult, that first shot.
Hollison backs out. Lucas. Under pressure, good finish there.
It's a soft touch. See there with Skylar White, be quiet, but when Skylar White picks there and he's got Lucas on him, he needs to roll to the paint. I know he loves to shoot the 3, but he's got the mismatch.
Johnson driving to the rim. He's very much a pick and pop. Modern,
loves it.
Modern 5 rather than the old pick and roll.
Yeah, but when you've got a shorter Lucas on you, and that's why he's such a matchup problem. You know, once that switch happens, you got the smaller guy get to the rim. I know he usually pops to the 3 and then fakes it and drives, but I think he can get easier buckets just rolling.
I think he just thinks, if I've got a smaller guy, I can shoot over him. I don't need to take it to the rim. It's modern players. Modern players.
You're right.
Everything's the 3-point line these days.
I'm a little bit old school, aren't I? I only shot 4 threes in my whole entire career, and they were the very last 4 shots of my season. Guess how many I scored?
I know how many you scored there. I wasn't going to say it out loud.
Of course you know.
I wasn't going to say
You're
it.
the stats man. He's a big fat donut.
I think it was all 4 of them. I think it was all 4 of them.
All big fat donut.
Nobody will be able to check it. Here's Shagwa through the contact and 1. He's going to the line.
Good job with Shagwa. Good patience. Really battling down low against Brad. Brad's strong now. 6'11", Brad. And just gets his foot and his balance to go up strong.
Little flex at the end as
Yeah,
well.
a little flex and a punch the air of Ben Thomas. He's happy with that.
Little short on the free throw, and Green and Bradley fighting over the rebound. Pass just reached Bradley. It was perfectly weighted. Right, back to Rideau. Lobs it towards Shagwa. He's deep under the basket, a little too deep, and he's committed a foul trying to get the rebound. Sometimes you need to just recycle those ones back out, don't you?
Yeah, well, he's feeling good, though, because he scored pretty much all of his shots, so why not? Little heat check, but you're right. It's a tough position under the basket.
Well, the same pass there, but this time it's Johnson absolutely wiped away, and it falls straight to Green. Cheshire do get it at the second attempt. Here comes Wright. Wright, just too strong off the glass. Hollison with the pull-up in transition. Long rebound comes out to him. Johnson's going to hit the 3. That's off the mark.
Up and down right now for both of these teams.
feel like up and down probably edges towards Cheshire's sort of tempo.
Do you think?
Not that Bristol can't do it. I just think Cheshire are probably more comfortable doing it.
But Jaguar's giving them problems down low. They haven't figured out how to stop him on the post there.
It's Green. Green trying to bully his way to the basket. Looked like somebody had hold of him. There is a foul called. It's on Shagwar. It's going to be his second. And that is the decision from referee John Paul Heron.
This is unfortunate because he's played so well in that first quarter. There he is, 8 points, 3 rebounds, a wonderful first 5 minutes for Jaguar, but unfortunately 2 fouls. He's going to have to sit down, potentially get some water, because
and that's where the
working
first
hard.
one really hurts you, isn't it? Because the first one you can avoid. You don't have to go after that. I don't know if you saw it, but in the background of that first foul, you could see Ben Thomas's response, which was, "Wow, we really didn't need that." And that is why, because the one at the defensive end, those happen. You're playing defense, you commit fouls. That's going to happen. But that first one he'd want back. Well, somebody other than Shagwar needs to get on the board now here for Cheshire. Well, it's not usually David Elf, but he's the right man in the right place.
Yeah, but he's come in and played wonderful minutes.
Double blocked. Ricocheting out off the knee of Bradley, and that will go back to Cheshire. It is a 1-point game here in Ellesmere Port, and there is a timeout call. We'll take a break as well. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Ellesmere Port. Coach Kapoulis and his Bristol Flyers are in town. And it's a tight opening 5 minutes. Perhaps the most notable point of the first 5 minutes is the fact that Shagwar picked up 2 fouls and is on the bench. Here's Rye. Kind of stuck there. Bristol looking to run. It's Bradley. Oh my goodness! Levi Bradley through the block for the score.
Managed to get through that defense.
Jack in the corner knocks it down.
That's his favorite spot. If he's going to shoot a 3, it's a corner 3, and really good answer, because Bristol's defense there, that last possession, just smothering Cheshire, and then they're off to the races. Here it is. Here's the dunk. It gets blocked, but kind of blocked the ball into the rim.
And the extra pass from Maceo Jack. Cam Holden was called for a foul on the inbound, which is why it's a sideline ball to Bristol.
I'm a fan of Jack. I think he's just played a really solid, consistent season as Rice steals that ball.
What a great pass is Rideau staring down the three.
That's such heart-wrenching, you know, when you turn over the ball and then they shoot and hit a three. Momentum swing here for Cheshire.
Bradley spinning one way then the other. Can't force it home. Jack is off and running. Holding out in front is Jack. Checks his feet. That's work three.
Told you. He finds his way somehow into that corner three over and over again. Their fans love it. On their feet. Good couple of minutes of possessions by Phoenix.
The players love it as well. It is 19-11 here in Ellesmere Port, but just a few moments before we came on air, they had finished down in Sheffield, and it went against the seeding in that one with the Leicester Riders taking on the Sheffield Sharks and defeating them. They were behind going into the fourth quarter, Leicester, but they managed to score, I think it was the first 14 points of the fourth quarter, really went on a run and managed to get themselves on top. Sheffield came back, tied the scores inside the final minute, but then Teddy Allen with 3 free throws in the dying seconds was able to get Leicester over the line. What a victory that was for the Leicester Riders, and what a win for Rob Paternoster.
We, took decent shots and got back on defense. I think in the half court defensively today, we did a really good job. I thought that in the open floor we struggled, so I thought the second half it was really important for us to slow the game down a little bit and get back on defense. I thought we did that, and I thought we had some really big-time performances. Obviously, we're missing our leader and our point guard, the guy with the ball at the end of the game, but I thought these guys really stepped up at the end of the game to make the plays they needed to.
Wow. Well, missing Kimber McKenzie as well makes it an even more impressive win on the road for the Leicester Riders. So that is 3 games played in the playoffs in the British Basketball League, and 2 of the lower seeds have won on the road already.
Right. Yeah, Newcastle managed to, they played fantastic, their Gladiators, and it was their defense just was locked in. So they've managed to get that road win, which is so crucial. You can steal one on the road and go back home.
Thomas Edwards inside. Well, the interesting thing is you wouldn't say that Leicester or Newcastle were renowned for their defense during the course of the season, but both have managed to up it in the playoffs. Still a long way to go in those series, of course. Best of 3. So it's not done yet, and the points difference don't matter as it has done in years gone by. Here's Jacob firing up a 3. Phoenix looking to open a double-figure lead here. Holden's going to fire up the 3, and that's going to hit the bottom of the net as well. And Cheshire have an 11-point lead.
And he's feeling good as he ran back, and he knew that was in. And Bristol right now, Dan, just need to lock in. They need to get something easy.
Need to get something. Here's Thomas Edwards for 3. They needed that.
Big time. Right down the middle. He doesn't shoot many threes, but he can, obviously. And there is the stat, 4 from 7, 57% from Cheshire. You know, they love a 3-point shot.
Kristen circles back out. He's going to let it fly off the mark. Lucas looking inside for Smith, but goes out to Thomas Edwards. Little heat check from Ralph Thomas Edwards.
Leaving him open, really, aren't they? They're sagging the defense off of him.
Rideau, he makes a 3. Cheshire gunning it from behind the arc.
Yeah, and we spoke about him at the top of the broadcast. You said that he's shooting a much better clip, 33% from the 3, feeling much confident. Offensive
foul called, and everything seemingly going in the favor of the Cheshire Phoenix. And the one thing when you come here that you don't want to do is let them get comfortable from behind the arc. 27 points, still 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're right. And all of their threes and their shots have been in rhythm. It hasn't really been forced offense. You know, they're running their offensive sets. Multiple players are touching the ball. They've been really good. Just a miscommunication or mislook from Rideau.
Pass just over the top and out of bounds. 8 points, 3 assists. We said he's always in and around it. He's always involved. The Quincy Rideau. Johnson. Smith sealed in deep there, but he can't finish from close range. Christian's able to come up with it. Christian has his pocket picked. Great steal by Johnson. Jacobs going to fire one up. He got caught. Knocks it down. No foul called. I thought he got hit on the arm.
Yeah, I thought she caught a foul too. He's saying could answer back. I did think that was a foul. Good quick transition three.
Oh, poked away by Johnson. And running out of room is Rideau.
Johnson's everywhere.
Yeah, I was
isn't
just
he?
about to say the same thing. Keedy Johnson is involved at the defensive end. That's for sure.
He's just staying low. He's keeping his hands active.
Running the clock down. Can't go all the way to the buzzer. Can get pretty close to it. Johnson has the switch. He's going to fire up the three. Back-to-back threes for the Flyers. Has cut it to 5. Is there time for a quick one here for Cheshire? Jack misses. Well, a great start from the Cheshire Phoenix, but a couple of threes at the end for the Bristol Flyers has cut it to 5. We'll have the second quarter after this break. Welcome back to Ellesmere Port, where Keedy Johnson finding Jacob might have got caught, definitely worth 3, and then Johnson himself adds another 3 ball to the tally.
Yeah.
And what was an 11-point hole? has been narrowed to only 5 here at the start of the second, and Bristol will have the possession arrow, so a chance to make further inroads.
And what's been so good is that they've turned over Cheshire and got 8 points from those turnovers.
Smith just a little further out perhaps than he wanted to be on that hook. Both did a good job. Right. To Stevens. Little hesitation from Wright. Kristen fires up the triple, that is sure. Fighting for the rebound. Cheshire come down with it. And Smith with the slap across the wrist will send Cam Holden to the line.
Well, Bristol need to get those rebounds. They got to hold Cheshire to one tough shot. They can't afford for them to fumble the ball. There's Coach Kapoulis. Sometimes I think he just needs a Bristol jersey because the way he coaches, he's always up and down the sideline. He's constantly coaching his team, you know, very animated. So different for like a Coach Bozic, who's very calm, you know, doesn't really say much, sits down. Coach Kapoulis is always...
Sometimes he looks like he's playing defense on the sideline, doesn't he?
You're right.
Well, you talked about the rebound. These are 1 and 2 in rebounding, 1 and 2 in offensive rebounding. They both like to crash, particularly off their own misses.
Yeah, especially Bristol, don't they? They crash the boards well.
Well, they don't need to there because that's another 3-pointer. Johnson knocking it down, and it's a 4-point game.
Johnson playing with wonderful confidence. I really think it's coming up with his defense. Getting steals.
Yeah, he's got 3 steals. Tough shot. Oh, it's good though. What a shot from Cam Christian.
I was thinking that was a bad shot, but he got himself into a rhythm.
Leslie Smith off the mark for 3. Christian can't knock it down. Smith doing a good job to pull that one in. Here's Johnson at full speed, driving in, lands hard, and the foul is called, but he's okay.
Gosh, gets out to the races. Like I said, he's playing with confidence, flies in the air. And landed pretty heavy, that was pretty high. So good to see that he's up and on his feet. Maybe grimacing a little bit, he'll feel that tomorrow.
That looks like one that ends up with a big bruise around your hip area.
But you know, sometimes, you know, when you're just in the game, you're playing with adrenaline and those things, you're like, oh, don't hurt those the next day.
Next day when you're in the ice bath.
No, when you're in bed and you can't get out. That's when it happens. But there it is, 7 points and 1 rebound, 2 assists, and he's got a fair few steals to go with that stat line also. Doing a great job this first 12 minutes of basketball. Looks, he's just limping a little bit. He's saying, my back.
Yeah, suddenly, as you say, I think the adrenaline got him back up. But he just looks to be showing the effects of that hard landing now. Rise. A lot of point guard duties for him today, taking it himself, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, they've put Thomas Edwards on him, obviously. Matchup-wise, probably strength goes well against Rye, but Rye is just too silky smooth. He knows that he's quicker, he knows he's savvier, and he gets himself to the rim.
Well, it's been a challenge for teams this year to...
Anyone to guard him.
So who you put on him, you put a smaller guy on him, he's happy to take it to the basket. Put a bigger guy on, do they have the speed, or he shoots? He can shoot the 3. It really has been an impressive year for Aaron Wright.
And he's not small either.
Yeah,
he's 6'6".
not. He's a big...
Yeah, big fella.
Big fella, as you say. I would imagine he's garnered quite a few votes in the MVP conversation.
If I get a vote, if I can, you know, speak to the right people, I would have a really difficult time because those 2 guys, Matt Morgan and Aaron Wright, have been sensational this season.
Nice move there from Smith.
Beautiful move.
Keep missing Gabe Olasheni out of this conversation. I'm disappointed, Z.
Well, you know I love a post player.
Right, Euroing his way to the basket, getting his own rebound. Under pressure, there's Bristol shirts all around him.
You can definitely see that's on their scouting report. He's sucking the defense in, 2 bodies. They're doubling Aaron Ride, making it difficult for him to score.
Thrown away, straight to the hands of White. Christian all the way to the rim, lays it in.
Good finish. Wonderful finish, actually. That's a tough bucket. And you're right, it's the defense right now for Cheshire. They're getting steals and they're out to the races.
Jacob for 3 off the mark. Skylar White on the trail, knocks down the triple. First shot of the game for Skylar White, and it's good for 3.
Oh, he's locked in and focused, and that is when Skylar White is dangerous for me, when he can walk into a shot and shoot it with rhythm and confidence. Good job.
Well, it's just amazing that we've got 13 minutes into the game before he scored, but here's Christian. Great athleticism to finish that on the move, and Skylar White, he only needs an inch.
Yeah.
And he's going to make you pay.
He sure is.
The other thing about Skylar is he's like an emotional leader of this team, isn't he? So he gets pumped up, pumps the crowd up. That has a knock-on effect on the team.
For sure, he's going to roar, isn't he? He loves it, gets the crowd, you're right, going. And to be honest, if I'm Bristol, you better watch out, because once he sees that go in one time, he's letting it go. He's got the ultimate green light, so if I'm Bristol, you need to be right up under him.
To be honest with you, they all seem to have the ultimate green light in Cheshire. It's been one of those.
Look at that box of sweets.
Oh,
Get one of those.
They've got a big tub of sweets there, haven't they? The Cheshire Phoenix, led by Rideau and Shogwa. Obviously, Shogwa got his 8 points as the first 8 of the game, and then he picked up a second foul. We've not seen him since.
Yeah, Jack, 2 3-pointers in the corner for his 6 points. And then Holden doing some lovely dynamic finishes.
I think there must be a box of sweets at the other end as well. How are we the only ones without any sweets, Azania?
Where's our floor runner? Where's Jade?
Somebody send for Jade. She'll sort it out.
Yeah. We get spoiled here.
We do.
We sound like spoiled brats, but we are loved here. She'll walk in any minute now.
Well, Bristol 9 points down after that timeout, trying to work their way into it. There's Jacob. He's a guy who can wipe out a 9-point lead pretty quickly.
Yeah, well executed play there by Bristol. Had a double screen with Thomas Edwards and Smith, so those huge screens. Defense couldn't get around it. Good execution.
Stevens off the mark. Rebound Smith. Lucas. Well, they didn't look much on for him, but he found 2 points.
Yeah, but it's all from Leslie Smith's screens. It's just giving the offense enough space and time to get their shot up.
Stepped out of bounds there. E.J. Stevens. That'll go back to Bristol.
I don't know. That's like my pet peeve. Like,
you know
the line doesn't move.
No, you know what? And they moved the 3-point line. It must be 15 years ago, 10 years ago at least.
Yeah.
And it used to happen all the time, and you thought, oh, they'll just get used to it. It's only moved out like 3 or 4 inches in the corner. They'll get used to the spacing. Yet you still see it all the time. It's amazing. As Jacob lays it in. This generation of players will never have grown up with the old 3-point line, so it doesn't make any sense to me.
It's very true. I did. No, that's showing my age. No, I didn't.
No.
No, I didn't.
I
don't
grew
know
up
what you're
with no
talking
3-point line in Zania.
Okay.
I remember the 3-point line coming in. Here's Skylar White, who loves the 3-point line, knocks down another.
I told you. He says, oh, baby, you better watch out. He saw the first one go in. Now he's shooting the second. Feeling and growing with confidence.
Oh, that pass just a little awry and out of bounds. Well, 41-36 the score midway through the second quarter. Timeout call. We'll be right back. Well, during that timeout, we got to see the under-12 playoff champions on court, raising their trophy. And what a moment for those young children out on the court, raising the trophy aloft. There is nothing better than winning a trophy at that age.
Definitely in the crowd, love that.
Well, it's almost a turnover there. And there's going to be a foul in the back there. I remember my son, I think it was under 10s or under 11s, they won a trophy.
Yeah.
And I went to the final. I've never been more nervous than that. That was the most nerve-wracking. I was also live streaming the whole thing to the parents that couldn't make it.
Okay.
But so stressful, so credit to the kids, but also the parents who had to live through that. Here's Aaron Wright to the rim. Oh, he blows the layup. It's out to Skylar White, not this time. They've got another offensive rebound. Reload, here it goes. Skylar White for three.
There, we said it. I said, watch out. He's seen it go through the rim and he takes some deep breaths. But good job, Phoenix, crashing the boards, giving themselves multiple possessions, multiple looks. And finally, Skylar White buries another one.
Well, you said in that timeout, watch out. When the first one goes in, you're in trouble. And number 2 and number 3 were not far behind for Skylar White. He's got a steal here as well. Behind the back to Rideau. What a play from the Cheshire Phoenix.
Beautiful. Crowd loves it. And they're just having fun, aren't they? You can see it. The energy, the confidence just oozing. Bristol need to figure out a way to chip her into this 10-point lead.
Well, keeps getting out there, and then Bristol have replied every time. What is their reply this time? Ollison looking for 3, and there it is.
In time.
What a game this is, by the way. 16 minutes in. Oh, Rideau gets an assist to himself there, I think.
Patted down and stuck with it. And like I said, these teams, obviously you play each team 4 times in the regular season. It was 2-all.
Yeah, Bristol won the first game and the last game. Cheshire the 2 in between. There's Rideau in the passing lanes as he has been all season long.
He leads the league in steals. Add that one up, so it's 94 steals.
He leaves Lucas on the floor and he hits the 3.
Hopefully that will highlight play. Cut that one up, put that in for sure.
They got 51. It's still 3 minutes from halftime. It's the problem if you're Bristol is I don't know that you can beat Cheshire in this building if you give them up 100. Well, they're on pace for like 110 right now, aren't they?
Right. And when they're shooting with confidence here, nobody comes to Rideau. Why not let it go?
9 made threes at over 50%, Cheshire. He's been responsible for 3 of them. 9 for 17. Bristol will need that to come down if they're to hang on into this game. Alicia Jack rising high. It's got tremendous elevation. Jack putting it on the floor. Green able to secure possession for the Flyers. Ollison. Spinning into the key. Lovely soft touch at the end of it.
Indeed. A lovely soft touch, gets the spin move, but also the patience, the floating, and the concentration to finish that shot.
Ryan Bradley banging bodies. It's back out to Rideau. 5 on the shot clock. Rideau from deep, under pressure. And there's a foul called. Is it on the shot or was it after the land? It is going to be 3 shots, but more worryingly for Bristol, they've got a man down at the moment. It's Lucas who's slow back to his feet. He's the one diving out at it. And he seems to roll his ankle a little bit as he fell into the advertising boards. Maybe he banged his knee, I'm not sure. He doesn't look good though.
Can't even put weight on it, I don't think. Let's have a look how he walks off, yeah.
Oh, that is not a good sign for Bristol Flyers fans. Let's see, have a look. He's just diving in. Oh, there, he just rolled his ankle.
Yeah.
Just rolled his ankle as he crashed into the advertising hoarding.
Yeah, those ones are sore when you tweak it.
Sometimes it can be one of those where 3-4 minutes later it's not too bad, and other times 3-4 minutes later you've got a big bag of ice on it.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope for the former rather than the latter for him and the Flyers.
Well, we can go into halftime also, maybe retape it. As physio will look after him for sure. There's some ice coming out.
Rideau pushes the lead to 12. Oh, and a turnover. It's bounced off the foot of Johnson out of bounds. It was a poor pass, really. And 1:58 to go. 53-41. It's the lead for Cheshire Phoenix. Well, the Bristol Flyers are trying to go all the way to the playoff final from the 7th seed.
We embrace the underdog term. You know, we thrive being the underdog.
Underdog mentality, I guess, is just something that helps fuel the fire. Going into playoffs, we're really excited. I feel like this is the first time we've had a real stretch with our core group of guys to really be able to show who we are as a team, play the kind of basketball we've wanted to play.
We have evolved into something maybe that we were not looking to be early in the season when we were putting together the roster. But now that we're settled and guys are healthy, I think we're a team that you know, has a clear team identity and what we're trying to achieve on the court. We talk about Flyers family. I think the players get a real feel for that from day one when they arrive here.
It's do or die right now, so definitely want to win, and there's definitely going to be an elevation to everyone's game.
You win or you go home, and I think for us is we built a program around that kind of mindset, that winning mentality, and we want to go as far as we can. So, so let's see how it all plays out.
Well, 1995, the only time a 7 seed has managed to win the playoffs. Great Worthing Bears team of Alan Cunningham and Colin Irish. Steve Nelson, Luke's dad, was on that team as well. Skylar White again for 3.
I told you that. Go crazy, as Jaguar says. He's locked in, he's loaded, he knows exactly where he wants to get his shot. And he's able to, you know, make his own space. He only needs a glimmer, a little second, like you said earlier.
Johnson. Off the mark. You feel like Bristol need a good last minute here. It's in danger of getting away from them. That's what they needed. What a shot. When they need it, there's Tevin Ollison.
Yeah, Ollison, but also it was Brad Green keeping that possession alive.
Right. It's a bit too easy, isn't it?
He knows it, and he loves it. He likes the mismatch. He's quicker, he's smarter than Green. Gets to the rim for 2 easy.
And stolen away again by Cheshire. But stolen right back, Keedy Johnson. Johnson fires up the 3, doesn't go. Landolfi with the rebound, and he is fouled, I think, by Rye. Rideau was a little slow to his feet as well in all of that.
Yeah, well, he got kind of tripped up, didn't he? In that, let's have a look at this possession. But guess who's there again? Johnson in the way.
He instantly grabbed his
shin.
Yeah, his shin or his ankle.
But Johnson, he's giving Cheshire some problems. It's his 4th steal now, Dan.
Landolfi at the free throw line makes the first. The problem is not the 45.
It's the 58.
It's the 58 from Bristol's point of view. Cheshire more than happy, by the way. They get to 120, they will definitely win this game, I'll tell you that much.
That's for sure, and it's the 3-point line that's being oh so kind to them. They're 10 from 19. It's a lovely,
It's a lot.
yeah, 52%. You can shoot in that percentage. Great clip.
Another timeout for the Cheshire Phoenix, but if you're Ben Thomas, what we've just been talking about is that thing of they keep scoring. They've just got to keep maintaining this, and we've seen this year this is a team more than capable of taking a little run and turning it into a big run.
Yeah, I think you're right, and they really, you talked about Skylar White, who's a real emotional kind of guy, and obviously he's got his offense going, but then it kind of seeps into the team, and that's what they play off. They love it. They play off adrenaline. They play off their crowd. They're at home, and right now they're playing very well.
And the other thing is that trophy run showed to them as much as everybody else how they can perform under pressure when the games really matter. And well, there have been 3 games so far in the British Basketball League playoffs. 2 have been upsets, 1 has gone to seeding, and this one looks like it's following in course. The first one on Friday night, Caledonia beaten by 19. Newcastle running away with that in the second half to win 97-78. Earlier today, London Lions pretty comfortable. It ended up being 15. It was 29 at the start of the 4th. Surrey made a charge, and then Leicester on the road, coming from behind to beat the Sheffield Sharks in the 4-5 matchup, 81-84 without Kimball McKenzie. And here's Wright, gets fouled going to the rim. Gosh, and it just goes to show, Azani, you never quite know what's going to happen when it gets to playoff time.
Yeah, I love playoff basketball. You know, it's pretty much a new season. It's 0-0 and anything can happen. And I think that Newcastle game, I would have had my money on Caledonia, but their defense.
You look at the last weekend of the season.
Yeah.
Leicester and Newcastle lose to Manchester. Both of them lose to Manchester. And then playoff time, they both went on the road.
You're right. Anything can happen, and that is what is actually the beautiful thing, and why the excitement of the playoffs is fantastic. But it's big to get those road wins, huge to go home and potentially, you know, win the series.
Well, that's the thing. That's what you want, isn't it? You both got a chance to just win one home game and you're into the semi-finals.
Yeah, you've put the pressure on Caledonia to figure it out. Sheffield now, they play well at home. They've lost that game.
Foul is called as they're trying to tick it down. Cheshire had one to give, so it'll be a sideline ball. Ollison, little hesitation, gets the three away, doesn't go. What a first half for the Cheshire Phoenix. They've put 60 on the board here, and they are in control. Work for the Bristol Flyers to do if they are to find some way back in, but smiles all round for Ben Thomas and co. We'll break it all down right after this break. Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League, where Cheshire have put 60 on the board in a half for only the fourth time this season. All three of the other ones were away. It's the first time they've done it at home, but offensively they've looked really good.
Oh, they've been on fire. And, you know, for them to shoot such a great clip from the three-point line, it's really helped their confidence. And no wonder they've put up 60 points. That's a lot of offense.
Well, let's have a look at the numbers and get confirmation of what Azani was saying. It's the 10 of 19 that leaps off the page. 10 three-pointers in a half.
Yeah, 10. And those are all from pretty much Skylar White. He has 12 points. He's 4 from 5, helping that three-point stat. Also, they're winning the rebound game 20-14, sharing the ball. Turnovers pretty low as well, but it's the stat line for me for Cheshire.
Well, Bristol at 7 for 16. That's not too shabby, is it? You'd be pretty pleased with that in the first half, but instead they're in a 14-point hole. So let's have a look back at the action from the first half here in Ellesmere Port. And they just looked comfortable right from the beginning, didn't they? Chargois doing the damage early on, and him getting in foul trouble has probably helped them a little bit, hasn't it? It's more three-point shooting.
Yeah, you're right. It's unfortunate he got that second foul, but you know, Rideau's got 15, Rye's got 8. Like I said, White has those 12 points. They're really getting some good, solid offense from their starting 5, and then also backing it up on the defensive end, making it difficult for Bristol to get back into this game.
And they've had their moments, Bristol, particularly Keedy Johnson at the defensive end, forcing turnovers. And as I say, they've shot the ball pretty well, Bristol, but they can't get a stop.
Yeah, they have. You know, when you're shooting over 50% from 2, that's fantastic. But you're right, they've got to figure out how to slow down this Phoenix team, who are just firing on all cylinders, sharing the ball well. So I think Bristol will be happy to get into halftime and have a chat.
And the reality is Bristol are going to do well to get to mid-90s from here, aren't they? So they've got to find some way of halving Cheshire's offensive output, and some of it is this. Okay, you need to get that rebound so he doesn't get another reload and fire up a 3.
Yeah, but look at his patience. He's so good creating 1 space, but 2, he's got that shot fakes, lets the defense fly by, and then hits a shot in their face. So great job.
Well, everybody's dunking it today. Look at that. Get up over the rim.
Yeah. Go on,
there
let it go.
Let go. Let go. There we go. That's how you do it. Well, young and old, they've enjoyed that first half here in Cheshire, and we've got some more action for you, more playoff action for you. In a moment, we've got the earlier game between London and Surrey, but first of all, it's Newcastle against Caledonia.
O'Donnell goes in, throws it down, and welcome to the Play Sport Arena.
Darius Defoe running the floor. Great block.
Getting rejected. Well, the Chief, he pinned him off the backboard like a magnet on the refrigerator. Johnson left wide open, hesitates, fires a 3, and tucks that one away, giving the Newcastle Eagles a 5-point lead. Defoe kicks this one out. Well, Ward Hibbert may have intercepted a pass unintended for him. But again, Caledonia fumbled the rebounds. Johnson's made 1 3, and he makes another one, piling on the punishments. Good collapse defense coming from the Gladiators. Now, can they chip in? Trailing by 4 points. And again, you can see suffocated defense, JT.
Great job getting back in transition, taking those away, and then turning defense to offense.
Caledonia, again, trying to chip in. As almost goes in. Gets the and 1. Johnson down the middle, hangs up in the air, and again, somebody explained to me the physics of how he was able to make that shot. Wheel in the corner, 3 is up, and it's good. Now it's a 2-point ball game.
That's a great play. Oh, you can't let that happen.
That is
if
a
you're Taj
dagger.
Green.
Time's winding down for the Eagles. McGill pulls up from 10 feet again, dissecting the Gladiators defense to pieces.
That is a
my goodness! JT, are you kidding me?
Ooh, Taj Green climbing the ladder. That's a high-level pass from Jordan Johnson. Behind the back spin into the left-hand hook pass.
Ooh. Well, Whelan going all the way, wraps around again. Are you kidding me? BEA, beautiful play. Larry Nelson comes up with it. Final seconds in. Johnson now had his face, but again, this guy delivering big-time 3-pointer. Well, good anticipation. Johnson comes up with a steal. Ward Hibbert goes in. Ooh. Well, we are seeing some George Irvin Gervin-esque moments at the moment here in the 4th quarter.
And another turnover from Caledonia turns into 2 Newcastle points.
Newcastle Eagles, they will take game 1 here in the British Basketball League playoffs. What a victory for Mark Stoodle's players.
Taylor on the trail all the way to the basket.
London Lions makes them pay.
Gooden backs out for the triple. Finally, Surrey on the board. Olasheni inside. We've seen that all season long. Kept alive by Josh Sharma. Nice pass. Beautiful assist from Josh Sharma. Make that 25-11. Well, Decker with the steal, and Decker will run it back for the easy dunk. One here, and there's Jameson doing what he does best with the offensive rebound and putback. Nice pass, and Grantham jamming it down.
Struggling to defend that.
Nice pass. Jameson rolling to the rim, gets the easy layup. Oh, that's a beautiful fast break by the Lions. Morgan still has it. Shot clock is low. Matt Morgan fires up the three and knocks it down.
Gosh.
Gooden with the spin, gets his feet in the paint and drops it in for two.
Beautiful move.
And the Lions leading this one comfortably and getting off to the perfect start with an easy dunk. Trying to go to work and doing it really well to the rim.
And there's a lovely finish by Lawrence.
And there's another three. Cooper knocking it down. Olasheni, there we go. Finally, London have their first basket in open play in the fourth quarter.
Maybe London Lions offense a little bit too stagnant. Too many guys standing around. That's a lovely bank shot.
And they will win this one by 15, but Surrey with a heck of a fourth quarter. They won that period 21 points to 7.
Surrey can build off of that, but London Lions get the job done.
Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League playoffs, where the Cheshire Phoenix hold a 14-point lead at halftime against the Bristol Flyers. And a big part of the reason they are 14 points clear is LaQuincy Rideau. What a first half he had for them. An absolutely outstanding performance across the board.
Look at this. I love this new stat for the playoffs. Thank you very much. 15 points. He's 66% and 100% from the three-point line. He's been feeling a little bit banged up, but here he is. Here's his little highlight reel coming into rhythm into that three-point shot. And we spoke about that, Dan. You said that. His three-point shot over the last couple of weeks have just improved.
I think at the beginning of the year, he was a take it to the basket sort of guy, and you didn't worry too much. He was shooting like 20%, I think. But as the season has gone on, that three-point has become so much more of a weapon. And as you say, 3 of 3 from behind the arc, 5 of 6 from the floor, 6 assists to go with his 15 points. That's just filling it up and doing what your team needs to win.
Yeah, and I actually saw on his story, Instagram story, all these goals that he had set, and it was about steals and you know, points. Hey, get down in the front. There we go. And I really like that he's set all these goals and he's really achieving them.
He has, yeah. As you mentioned earlier, lead the league in assists per game and steals per game. And Shagwell making up for lost time. Scored the first 8 points of the ball game, but sat on the bench for 15 minutes with 2 fouls. Bradley goes baseline. White is there with the help to steal it away, and that'll be a Cheshire ball.
There's White being his typical self. I love the emotion, and you know, he's usually screaming on offense, but for him to shout on the defensive end, huge.
Right, going the opposite way to the screen, comes back, they go under. He doesn't make them pay though, misses the 3.
Glad to see Lucas back in the starting lineup, kind of tweaked his ankle.
He didn't land on that foot, did he? When he took that shot, he definitely favored away from that. So, as you say, I think it's a tape it up and see what you can do job. White down on the block. I don't see him there too often. He's into a double team, but somebody took a little nibble that they shouldn't have, and the foul is called. It's gone against Lucas.
A little nibble?
A little nibble at the ball.
Oh, okay.
Caught him on the arm.
I need to add that one to my repertoire. Commentary.
Jack fires up for 3, rims in and out. Just got a little issue with our clock. Apologies for that. The technical people are beavering away to sort it out.
They're nibbling away to try and get the shot clock back on track, but don't worry.
That's an offensive foul there. Green with the swing of the elbow. And look at Skylar White, you say, pump in the air on a defensive play.
Yeah, look at this, goes down low. This is strong versus strong, and just a bit too much on that. And there, that's the second defensive play that Skylar White has strung together.
Deflected away. Stay with the next possession even.
So Lucas is going back to the bench. I just think the ankle's not 100%.
Yeah.
You want to go with bodies that are feeling healthy.
Shagwell, top of the key at the elbow for 2.
Shagwell, you know, started the game, you said, hot 8 points, and now 4 points in this third quarter.
Johnson got caught as he fired up the shot, and he will go to the line for 2. First foul of the game on Maceo Jack.
Johnson making his first, puts him on 10 points. Get 2.
Both of them. Well, the Flyers fans were hoping for a little better thus far in leg 1, but there's still best part of 18 minutes to go.
What their t-shirt says, take flight.
Yep.
Maybe this next, say, 18 minutes, their Flyers can.
I always love the way the clubs try and maneuver a new little phrase in just to get you in.
Fair.
Take flight, makes sense.
And
Saw
on
the Leicester one with Dark Horse, which I thought was a clever little play for a team in 5th.
Yeah, there it is.
There's
Thank
the
you.
Take flight.
Take flight.
T-shirt. Jack, shot clock getting counted down by the home fans. He gets hit about 3 times going to the rim. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, this is strong drive. Multiple slaps, like you said. And I don't know who. Oh, there's a t-shirt again. Thank you. We've got to shout out our camera crew.
I think you could rock that colour, Z.
Do you think?
Somebody should get you one of them. Somebody mail a t-shirt to you.
I don't want to be told off for, you know.
Being a homer to Bristol.
Yeah, too biased or something.
Yeah. You could take that colour, I think.
I'm not really a pink girl, but recently I've been rocking the fuchsia pink. It's looking good. Yeah. I'll get you one
I
too.
don't think
I don't know.
I think I'm too pale. I need a bit of a suntan to.
Well, you got rosy cheeks as well.
Doesn't match my complexion. No, go away. A lighter pink I might go away with. Here's Jack. Back to Rideau for another 3 off the mark. His first missed 3 of the game. Ollison, his 3 goes in and out. Not this time either. Jack comes down with the loose ball. Cheshire can go 20 points clear here.
Doesn't feel like a 20-point game, does it?
Since the Shagwa, here's White.
Don't want to leave him open.
Kind on that one.
They're lucky. Wide open.
Keely Johnson at the free throw line. Rideau hit the deck. Was it because Green caught him? I think that's the call. And that's his 4th personal foul. So Brad Green trudges off to the bench. And he's not really had the impact he would have hoped coming into this game. He's got just 2 points to his name. He has got 9 rebounds, but he's only taken 1 shot. He missed that. His 2 points have come from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a big loss. Now Leslie Smith will come in, but just the presence down low. You know, you've seen Cheshire at points double team him.
Timeout is called by the Bristol Flyers. 66-48, Cheshire Phoenix on top here, and they are hoping to go all the way to another final this season.
As a season, it's by far our most successful. It's nice to be competing at the top of the league. It's nice to have that pressure on you to win every game rather than be the underdog every game.
I think we have more heights that we could reach. I think we've definitely shown how good we are, but I don't think we've shown how great we could be.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be physical. We've got a great bunch of guys who are motivated and want to be at the finals, so we're going to give it our best shot. There's fans already saying that they can't believe the season's gone so quick. They don't want it to end.
We have the best fans in the league, so being able to play in front of our fans is going to give us a huge boost, and I'm looking forward to doing it, especially in the playoffs. Once you're in the playoff setting, why wouldn't you not want to win? I think it's going to be really intense, but I think I have a lot of dogs, a lot of competitors on our team, so I'm looking forward to going into that arena with these guys.
We should be confident knowing that we can beat any team in this league because we have beaten everybody.
Ooh-wee.
They have indeed beaten everybody, so why wouldn't you be confident?
Talk your talk, Coach Ben Thomas. Wow, I love that. That's confidence, and he's right.
Well, he's won the trophy a couple of times, Cup as well. Not one reached the playoff final. The old Chester Jets did, of course, win the final in 2002.
But I think
Jet Wash season when they won all 4 trophies.
this trophy this year was an incredible win for them. I thought they were fantastic. They played 40 minutes of solid Cheshire basketball and really gave it and stuck it to the London Lions.
Well, the other thing that they've done is they've gone through the whole season with basically the same unit all the way through. They've had a few injuries here and there that they've had to deal with, but they've not had to make any changes. They've got good chemistry between the team, and I believe it's the first time they've gone all the way through a season without making any moves at all. I mean, there was a time where there was a lot of changes in Cheshire, and other fans used to rip them for it, but this year they just found a unit that really worked. They seem to enjoy playing with each other as well, don't they?
Yeah, really, I think it shows. And he talks about just, we want to play with the pressure. We want to be that team. I think they've done a wonderful job in that off-season going after, Quincy Rideau and getting Aaron Rye and just putting a lovely team together that can really push and get to the final.
Well, it's that thing, isn't it? They will be the underdogs if they were to play London again. They were the underdogs in the final.
Why would they be the underdogs?
Just because it's 1 seed against 2, nice finish through the thing, and because of the budget differential, all of that sort of thing. But the mentality, the quote, I can't remember exactly what he said. There we go. We're not no underdogs. We're top dogs.
Yeah.
And that's exactly. That was the quote from Rideau, and that is the mentality that they will have. But outside of that, they would still be the underdogs.
I hate that they're the underdogs, even though, or seem to be the underdogs. I did quotations.
Only against London. Against everybody else, they would be the favourite.
Cool, but you just beaten London.
Yeah, no, I get all of that, but you'd still go ask the bookmakers how it works, and they'll tell you.
I'm not a betting gal.
They'd still be the underdogs.
All right.
But they will walk in with the swagger of a top dog.
Okay, I'll give you that. Me and Dan will go at it, that's for sure.
There's a break coming, Ezekiel. We can carry it on. It's gone down hard there, Shardwell. Bristol running the other way and laid in by Bradley. Shardwell setting the screen, having picked himself back up from that last play. Shardwell's going to step back for 3. Good rebound from Rideau and Shardwell. And then eventually Jack forces it home. And, well, you give them that many times, they will be unbeatable, that's for sure. 72-55 the score. Cheshire on top. We're going to take a break. welcome back to Cheshire, where Andreas Kapoulis and his team have slowed the Knicks down a little bit here in the third. Unfortunately, they've slowed down even more, though, because it's 12-9 in this period, and there's a turnover. Oh, my goodness. Out of a timeout. That is not what you want. Cheshire get it back. Rideau along the baseline, and he was helped over the baseline by Bradley, but that, as a coach, drives you absolutely wild. You call a timeout, you want to talk things over, they throw it away.
Yeah, turn it over, and then he's sent in a sub right away. You get pulled if you make a mistake, but that, I think his face just shows it all.
And a chance for Rideau to push the lead a little bit further. Now, the one thing you would say is this game has felt like Cheshire are well in control of it. There's still 14.5 minutes to go. It's a 17, potentially 18-point lead. But a little run somewhere along the line, an 8-9 point run, 11-2, something like that, puts it right back into the balance. And Bristol have to almost forget about the scoreboard and just play the game out there and see where it takes them.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the thing is, Bristol can. You know, they shoot the ball very well and get to the rim. They rebound offensively.
Well, here's a guy that might be able to do it. Jacob into the game, but his three is off the mark. He made a couple in the first half. But shooting more efficiently and making more. Holden. Out to Rideau. Oh, that one was halfway down. There's another offensive rebound. Stolen away Johnson again in the passing lane. Good work from Jack to avoid the foul, but make it a difficult shot. Rye out to White for three. Pulled in. 9 offensive rebounds for Cheshire. We talked about these being 1 and 2 in the league in offensive rebounding. In some ways, it's the battle of the defensive rebounds when these two teams met. Which one can take control? Keep the team to one shot. Oh, nice move, and jammed in by Raf Thomas Edwards.
Okay, Thomas Edwards. Little guard skills. And then just rocks the rim, slaps the backboard.
Captain trying to spark some life into his team.
Cleared out this left side for
Rideau
Rideau.
had to rearrange that. It didn't hit anything, but Bristol have the ball. Jacob. Halfway down, but
Rim's in and out.
in and out. Ben Thomas had requested a timeout, but then he waved it off when that shot came back out. Ooh, deflected by Smith. White diving into the backcourt. Rideau misses everything. Is that away in time? No, it's a shot clock violation. It was a great play, given the timing there by Holden, but he didn't quite beat the buzzer, and it's a 24-second violation.
Bristol.
The first shot never hit the ring, it hit the backboard, but it never hit the ring, which would reset the shot clock. So he had to get it away before the zeros, and referee Unsworth adjudging he hadn't quite done that.
Have we seen Samuels today?
I was just thinking the exact same thing. No, we haven't. This is first
minutes.
Seconds of the game. Smith for three. And that one's halfway down and back out.
We've seen multiple shots like that, haven't we?
It feels like that's the story of the second half some way. Holden gets his man in the air, gets him beat. Smith did enough. Oh my goodness, what a finish that is from Tevin Ollison.
And that's what I'm saying, what was that, 2-3 seconds? They can score so rapidly. And now off of the
Who
foot.
did that touch? Well, it's obviously fine because Ryan's got it back. Bristol is screaming for a backcourt violation. They do get the ball back. Thomas Edwards blocked by White, and that will be a Bristol ball. 1:16 to go, and Cheshire on top, and all these teams are trying to get themselves to the O2 in a couple of weeks.
Get ready for the playoffs. With 8 teams in the Women's and the Men's League fighting for a spot in the playoff final.
Put the work in, you put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky is the limit, it's reachable. Just jump high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Minutes not score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door.
I'm unbeatable.
Chances running out of stop. And we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable.
I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
British Basketball League 2024 playoffs. Don't miss any of the action.
Well, tickets are on sale now for the showpiece finale of the British Basketball League season, May the 19th. At the O2, get your tickets now. If you buy tickets in the front row, you've also got a chance of maybe a selfie with the Zania, which is worth the admission price on its own.
I'm sick of you today, you know that? Thank you. Well, Unbeatable lived rent-free in my head. But you're right, maybe. I'll take a selfie.
You have to buy the VIP experience.
Yeah,
though.
sorry, I'm courtside.
Indeed. Nice mid-range shot there from Tevin Ollison. He's up to 16. Right. A minute to go in the third. Kicks out to Holden, sets himself for 3. It's off the mark. Thomas Edward grabs the rebound. They can get it back down to 10 here. Give themselves a platform on which to build going into the fourth.
I'm going to Ollison. You've got to find the hot hand.
Here he is. Gets the switch, fires up the 3. That's the look they wanted, isn't it? Right. Holden. Oh, he's just lost the dribble. 14.7 remaining.
Gonna get a turnover.
Bristol with a chance to potentially get it into single figures with a 3. Cheshire led by as many as 20.
Got plenty of time here to get something going to the rim.
Johnson back into the game to do just that. Here's Ollison. Stevens chasing him out to the halfway line. And Stevens giving one of the 2 fouls they have to give. It's a good foul, that. 1.1 second to go. Because you left them in an awkward spot here, Bristol.
Timeout.
And actually, Coach Kapoulis is going to use one of his timeouts to draw up a play. That's how important he feels this is. I mean, sometimes you would just think, well, it's only a catch and shoot anyway, but he obviously senses here's a momentum shift in play. If we can get a 3 out of this, even a 2, 10 points, 9 points going into the fourth quarter from where they were, would feel they're right there.
Much better. You know, you can work with a 10-point deficit. You can't. The 20 points just seems a bit too much, but like we said, Bristol, they can figure it out. They can score very quickly, which we've seen from Ollison. Johnson also running through the passing lanes. There's 10 minutes. Well, first of all, we've got this 1.1 seconds left to execute this play, but still 10 minutes in the fourth. Anything can happen.
We've seen them over the course of the season, both domestically and in Europe, making runs late on in games and getting themselves back in from seemingly difficult positions. Don't forget you can get the lowdown on everything going on in the British Basketball League playoffs every Monday from 7 p.m. on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Derek and Stan will be there to go through everything that's happening, maybe a few guests along the way, breaking down the important memes of the weekend, see?
I hope I'm not mean this week.
Well, that is not what they drew up, is it, out of the timeout? That doesn't seem a good use of a timeout for a play like that. But, well, still some work to do, the Bristol Flyers, but they're in a better spot than they were a few minutes ago. It's 73-61. We'll have the fourth quarter after this. It's in danger of getting away. Cheshire, where the Phoenix have a 12-point advantage to look after in this fourth quarter. Bristol trying to upset the seedings in game one on the road. Out to Ollison for three. Long rebound comes out to Thomas Edwards. His pass is a little low. They've done well to keep possession there. Thomas Edwards in an awkward spot still, trying to bully his way to the basket. Gets all the way there, it doesn't go. There's another offensive rebound. Johnson gets Christian in the air, and Johnson will shoot two.
Well done. That's more like Bristol basketball that I know, that even if they miss a shot, there's multiple guys' bodies flying at the rim. Here's Thomas Edwards' miss, and then there's Johnson. Silly foul, but makes his way to the free throw line, and that's a great first 30 seconds in the fourth to tick over the scoreboard.
Well, for that lower seed team, if you can somehow, some way, as Newcastle did, as Leicester did, find a way of sneaking the win on the road, going back home up 1-0, gives you a real chance of that semi-final. It's so important for the higher seed team to defend home court and take that lead, give themselves two chances at winning their way through the semi-finals.
Just push the pressure back on that team, you know. I think Caledonia going to Newcastle. Newcastle fans are wild, and especially with their team being up one, it's going to be a hard place to get that done.
Stevens runs out of time and space, turns the ball over. Johnson's on the floor, able to scramble it out. Smith going to fire up the three, and it's a single-digit game here.
Smith feeling it, and here's the confidence and the momentum shift to the Flyers.
Well, can they maintain it here? I think Cheshire have only scored 13 points in nearly 12 minutes, having scored 60 in the first 20. That's going to be a foul. No, it's a shot clock violation. Didn't get the shot off in time. Well, I thought it was a timeout, but it's actually substitutions. Ben Thomas will not be happy. His team were up 20, and suddenly there's an opportunity for Bristol to pull themselves right back into the game, now down only 8. Back to the starters for Ben Thomas and the Knicks. Here's Smith looking for another 3 and finding another 3, and suddenly it's a 5-point game.
Massive hit, 2 back-to-back threes. Like we've seen, like you said, Bristol multiple times this season. They don't give up. They play till the very last second. We said there's 10 minutes. There's a lot of basketball to be played. Bristol making a push.
He seems to hit some timely threes as well, Smith, over the course of this season. Doesn't take a lot of them, but takes enough to keep the defense honest. Thomas Edwards trying to get an offensive rebound, but in the end he gets a foul. Well, how important will these 2 shots be in 7.5 minutes time?
Yeah, really good. Shooting them with confidence. Also, no defense, you know, putting a hand up. So he's able to have a good look at the rim.
Jack for 3, off the mark. Well, they all boxed out. Nobody got the rebound. Johnson, in the end, claimed possession. Smith is fouled by Chargois.
Smart. They knew exactly what they wanted. Sorry to cut you, Dan, but here they know Chargois is on foul trouble. And at the beginning of that play, I saw Leslie Smith say, okay, go to me.
Well, here is Smith trying to thread the needle. It does eventually reach its intended target. Ooh, well, I'm not quite sure how that got to Thomas Edwards. Shot clock getting low. Well, that was a turnover waiting to happen. Wright is going to pull up for 3. Doesn't go. Suddenly Cheshire, having been unstoppable in the first half, haven't scored here in the 4th quarter. They only have 13 points to show for over 13 minutes of the second half. Wallison long arms that one up and in. It's a 3-point game.
That was pretty. Scoops it past. Skylar White doesn't even have time to get his hand up or to block that shot. Bristol down 3. They've managed to figure it out.
Oh, and another, not quite, almost a steal from Johnson. He's going to get a foul instead. Bristol Flyers, the first 9 points of this 4th quarter. Here's another look at it. Had to go the long way round to avoid the block, but soft touch off the glass. Chargois, his pass is deflected. Bristol have got another steal. Johnson driving hard to the hole. He finishes, and it's got the lead down to 1. Cheshire led by as many as 20, but Bristol are right there now. Jack under pressure tosses it in.
Good answer from Jack. A tough shot. Thomas Edwards right underneath his chin. Good answer, because Bristol has been an absolute great 4th quarter. Is that the first bucket?
First bucket. The captain delivers. Smith for another triple. off the back of the iron, and that one bounced right where Thomas Edwards was. Unfortunately, he ran in for the rebound. If he'd stayed where he was, it would have come nicely to him. Back to Rye. That's an illegal screen, is it? Yes, it is on Skylar White. Wow, what a comeback this has been. You can see just kind of leaning into it a little bit.
Ben Thomas upset, frustrated, and as he should be. His team is up 20, looking comfortable. But you cannot relax with these Bristol Flyers. What was the logo on their t-shirt? Fly away or fly high?
Take flight.
Take flight, that's right. And we talked about it, and they certainly have taken flight. And they're only down 3.
Oh my goodness, that was so close to tying the scores. Rattled out. Here's Wright to his favorite spin move under pressure. They crowded him out. That's going to be a foul on Bradley. Pulling Chargois out of the way. Well, this one looked in the books at one stage in the third quarter, but anything but here in the fourth. Less than 5 to play. It's a 3-point game. Timeout called. We'll have the conclusion right after this break. Welcome back to Cheshire. Ben Thomas's team led 73-55 with 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Then 17 points without reply for Bristol. And suddenly this game is right back in the balance. The question is, can his team respond here, or will Bristol continue that momentum? Just an issue at the table they're trying to sort out. And this is one of the things, is when you get down big, you have a run, you get yourself back in. The question is, have you got that second run to get yourself over the line, or is there a response from the team who no doubt will have had some choice words in a timeout to get themselves going again? Here's Jack. Oh, good follow from Chargois to tip it in.
Oh, good job, Chargois. Everyone was ball watching, and you're right about that. You know, but we've seen it. We've seen London Lions earlier today kind of relax, and Surrey, yes, they didn't win, but started to put a good quarter together. Here, Bristol.
Sheffield led against Leicester by double figures as well.
In
fact, Sheffield led by 9, my mistake.
It's all right.
But
here's
Chargois, that's a big play. You can see they're all boxing out except for Chargois. Nobody's got a body on him. That's a big play here. 4 minutes to go. Give them a little breathing space if they can get a score here, Cheshire. Here's Rideau. Drives in, kicks out to Jack. Oh, he airballs it, and that one hits the line and goes out of bounds. Oh, that is not what you expect.
Yeah, not like him. He does like that corner shot, but maybe he wasn't in the corner enough because he airballs it. But, yeah, now it's time for Bristol. They've got to get a good, solid look here. Still enough time.
Loads of time.
Loads of time, but they can't go.
3:46
They can't go empty
5-point
possession.
game. No, because it suddenly when it gets to 8-9, it looks a long way away again. Bradley stepping into a three. Oh, they've had a few of those today, haven't they?
Gosh, rims in and out again. You're right. We've seen multiple shots. Just not full for Bristol.
Well, you give them a point for each one of those, it's probably a tie game. Here's Rideau slowing it down and throwing it in, and that's the difference. What could have been a 2-point game is a 7-point game. 6 in a row now for the Phoenix out of that timeout. Jacob. Back to Johnson. Got to score here, surely, Bristol. It's too strong, but there is a foul called. So Keedy Johnson will go to the free throw line.
Here it is. Takes his steps, multiple guys. He gets slapped a few times by Skylar White and Aaron Rye. So he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, we were talking earlier, Zania, about stealing one on the road if you can. It is the thing this year, all of the ties are home, away, home, if you like, for the highest seed. When we used to have best of 3 back in the day, it was always lower seed at home first and then 2 home games for the high seed. I think it was only twice the higher seed team played.
Do you like that?
Well, I actually think that benefits the lower seed, because if you win the first game on the road, you get 2 swings at it. So if I was choosing, I would definitely go home, away, home. But obviously, if you lose that first game at home, there's a lot of pressure.
Sure is.
When you go on the road. Sharbois looking to go to work against Green, who's obviously in foul trouble. Not seen him for a long time. Sharbois out to the 3-point line. Off the mark. Bradley rises highest. Numbers here, it's 5-on-4. Rideau trying to stop the play to allow his teammate to recover.
Well, I hate that play from Sharbois. Yep, he's gonna hit the bench, but I don't like that playing around with the ball. Stick to what you know, and then also it forces Rideau to have to foul. But let's see, did he hurt himself on that play?
I assume he must have tweaked his ankle on the land. It was hard to tell from where he went out of bounds.
Yeah, there he is. He's actually in a lot of pain. I didn't know that was the case.
It doesn't look good, does it? Obviously, Tayshaun Lucas tweaked his ankle in the first half, and you see it's best of 3. The game comes, so it's bottom left of the screen here. You see he takes the shot, Sharbois.
Oh, he lands on the foot.
He lands on the foot and just rolls it.
Yeah.
Blocked! Oh, and it came off Rideau on the way out. What a defensive play by Jacob.
Good job, Jacob, sticking with it. Incredible. We won't get a second look at it, but way to block that and get the possession back.
Not a big fan of that shot. Keedy Johnson a little early in the offense and on his own. Jacob commits the foul this time. That's the 4th team foul on Bristol. Sharbois looks a little better now, doesn't he? Whether he'll return or not is another question, but...
That's another one of those sore tweaks, you know, when you just hit it. It's so painful. I've had a couple of those through my career.
Rideau trying to make it a 2-possession game in the final 2 minutes. Lobbed, nice catch and great finish from Cam Holden.
Wonderful offense. Rideau just putting it up there.
Here's Johnson, again putting pressure on the defense, taking it at them, and he's going to take 2 more free throws.
Johnson's worked hard today, hasn't he? You know, he's got a good couple of steals. He's putting pressure.
He's got a massively filled stat line. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 turnovers, 6 steals, 7 fouls drawn, 8 fouls drawn now, 3 personal fouls. He's done pretty much everything. He's been at the free throw line a lot. That is 11 for 13 from the free throw line.
Yeah, index of 21.
Yeah, he has contributed in all ways.
You're right. If somehow they figured out this win, he'll be the player of the game. But minute 42 here.
Well, Cheshire is still in the box seat. They have the 3-point lead with the ball, so they can keep moving it back out to 2 possessions. Just got to match them score for score here, the Knicks. Rideau has it, late shot clock situation. Driving in, White, big shot for 3. Skylar White in the corner with a huge 3 to double the lead.
Amazing. Just calm, cool, collected in the corner.
Olison, will he get the bounce? He will. Quick reply. They needed a quick hit. They got it. Cheshire, no hurry at all here, other than to get over the halfway line, which Rideau does. Into the final minute we had. 2 possessions between them. Rideau, oh, that's going to be the end of the game for Brad Green. But Rideau will want that one where he could have put that game really out of reach with an and 1. Instead, he's going to the line for 2. Brad Green, his day is done.
Really.
But how well Smith has played, they won't be too disappointed to get him back out on the court. But Skylar White, what a shot.
Gosh. And then here's Olison
with the quick reply. Time was of the essence there for Olison. So LaQuincy Rideau at the free throw line. He's only a 60% free throw shooter. There's been times this year where he's missed some late game free throws. There's been other games where he's made late game free throws.
That's his only bad percentage on the floor. You know, he needs to work on that, but he's made the first, so hopefully he can go 100% as he does.
White his feet, but it goes in. That's the important thing. 6 points, the Cheshire lead. Again, Bristol need to be relatively quick here, but they need a good shot. Johnson. Well, they're sagging off him. He shoots the 3 and he makes the 3. Big shot from Keedy Johnson.
Huge. Yet again, stepping up time after time. Brings it within 3.
Bristol need a stop. Cheshire going to run the clock. They cannot allow Cheshire to score here, Bristol. Rideau running it down into single figures. Round the screen he goes. Back to White. White can't create some room. Gets the shot off anyway. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me, Skylar White?
Yes, absolutely been sensational. That might have just done it.
That is an incredible shot. He couldn't find any room.
Look at this.
And then he realized he didn't need any room.
Olison is right there next to him. Goes up. Wow,
well, that
that's
could
big.
be the dagger from Skylar White. I don't know what you do defensively to stop that.
Nothing. That was great defense. You know, he didn't foul. He kept his arm up high. There's nothing you can do about it. Great defense, just better offense.
Trying to get it to 4. Then they'll have to go into foul mode.
And I think I fouled Rideau, maybe.
Well, Ben Thomas is going to call a timeout. He obviously has the option to move the ball into the front court. The shot clock doesn't matter. because it's below 14 seconds. The advantage of moving it in the front. Free throw shooter, so Coach Kapula's right on top of the scout there. They do advance the ball to the front court here.
Well, Skylar White again, he's told his fans, come on, let's get loud.
It looks like Rye is coming up off some screens from the corner. It's back to White. Well, you got a foul. You got a foul. You can't let the time. Oh, it's stolen away. Keely Johnson with the steal. And he's fouled. Well, they lost some time, but they found the ball.
And here, Skylar White, he turns his back. So then Johnson just comes in, sneaks in.
I don't know why he didn't just stand there. It's not like it's an aggregate game where you think we need some more points. You just win, you win. Well, what do they do here? Do they make both and then foul with 4.9? Do they make one, try and miss and get an offensive rebound for overtime? I think you make them both.
Yeah,
4.9.
I think you do too.
It's going to be difficult whatever happens. But it's in the balance of play. And Ben Thomas is going to call another timeout. So, 2-point game, 4.9.
Yeah.
And Ben Thomas, having advanced the ball on the last play, will certainly advance the ball on this one, I would imagine.
He's quite animated in this timeout, isn't he?
I think he's saying what I'm saying. What did you dribble it for? Just stand there. They weren't fouling you. Just let time expire.
Yeah, and just put it up high. You know, keep the ball above your head.
You're going first, okay? You're going round, okay? Aaron, you're coming up next and Skylar, okay? You're open, get the ball, Aaron, Skylar, you pop, and give the ball up. Let's go.
There we go. I think that play is going back to Skylar White, but very clear instruction at the end. Give the ball up.
Yes.
So I think Holden was running third but down as a decoy down towards up over the top of the screens but down into the corner. White then pops to the ball as he did last time but gives it back presumably to Rideau. Let's see how it plays out.
Let's have a look.
Here goes Rye, there goes Holden, here comes, oh, just got it in. Give it back. Well, he couldn't give it back, but he at least didn't turn it over. So Skylar White will have a chance to ice the game, really. 3.2, 2 made free throws should be enough. Skylar White is a 90% free throw shooter this season. He is 37 of 41, missed 4 free throws all season. He needs 2 makes here.
There you go, percentages. And no commentator's curse, as you always think is not a real thing.
Even if you miss here, it's a live ball with 3 seconds to go. You'd rather make, and he does make. So Coach Kapoulis is going to call a timeout to draw up a play. But if you're Cheshire, all you say is no fouls, and try to send them inside the 3-point line. because you don't want a 3 just in case.
I think that's
but
right.
Even then, with a 3-point shot with 3.2 seconds to go, the amount of time it's going to take to catch, shoot, make a 3-pointer, you'll have taken most of those 3.2 off.
No, I think you're right. Do you need a coaching board? I
could draw it up here if we got one. Get Jade to bring us a coaching board in.
No, it's a great point, but we talked about the push of Bristol, but did they have enough?
Yeah.
I think Cheshire have done a fantastic job. They're going to be upset that 20-point lot they were up by, and it dwindled away. But here, I just thought I knew this game somehow was going to be exciting. I wasn't sure when that 20-point lead all of a sudden, but Bristol, man, they have done such a good job. Even if they lose this, they can use this confidence going back home. And they haven't played fantastically, and especially that first quarter of 3-point shooting Cheshire had. But yeah, here we go. Let's see what happens. Last 3.2.
Well, it needs to be an immediate score here. There's no time for dribbling and passing. It's just whoever gets it puts it up.
Yeah, and it's loud in there. The fans doing their job.
Well, it's back to Ollison. Well, there isn't time for that. He gets the shot away. Doesn't matter. It goes in. Doesn't matter. It's a 1-point win for the Cheshire Phoenix, and that is all that matters as far as Ben Thomas and the Knicks are concerned. Well, if that 3 had gone in with a second or 2 still remaining, they might have had a chance, but they've got over the line. Doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win. They were sensational in the first half, but Bristol came back in the second, and Cheshire saw it over the line. Player of the game, Z, which way did you go?
I'm going to go with LaQuincy Rideau to 22 points. He also had 11 assists, and that's where he got his double-double. He was sensational, and 3 rebounds. I also want to give an honorable mention to Skylar White. He had 20 points. He was fantastic at the 3-point line. He was 6 from 9 shooting, 66%. He was huge for this win.
Yeah, he obviously hit a big one at the end as well, and Bristol will leave here thinking, we could have just snuck one on the road there. They were unable to do it. And the Knicks are 1-0, but it sets it up nicely for the second leg back in Bristol at the Wise.
Yeah, and I think there will be so many things that Bristol can improve on, because even that first half, their stats were, not to be worried about, but I just think the offense of Cheshire, there were so many guys that who do you stop? Rideau was fantastic. Obviously, I've given him player of the game. Jack did his job with 12. Chagua started heavy too.
Here is our player of the game, LaQuincy. Great win for you. 60 points in the first half. Everything seemed to be coming. No, not you. The team. 60 points in the first half. Everything seemed to come easy, but got a little bit more difficult in that second half.
Yeah, they're a hard playing team, and they play to the end, and I credit them to that. It's a great game, great atmosphere, and I give credit to them for not giving up at the beginning of the game. They could have easily gave up, but they fought hard to the end, and we played together as a team at the end.
And did you get nervous at any point in that fourth quarter as they were reeling you in?
Nah, man, pressure is a privilege, man. I don't get pressure, man.
Rideau and Xavier Stewart here, 11 assists. You get the double-double. I know how important it is for you to keep that stat line high. How are you feeling right now and going back into Bristol for game 2?
We preach this all week. Is getting the first win is important. We don't want to go into Bristol going down 0-1. It's a hard place to play in, but we came out, got the win, and on to the next one. We just got to put this game behind us. They hit the last point at the end, but on to the next. That's all I can say.
Well, a good win for you, a great performance for yourself as well. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Well, let's have a look at the numbers from this game. And, the 3-point shooting really slowed down for Cheshire in that second half, but they got them at the end when they needed them, and the shooting percentages, the shooting numbers evened themselves up over the course of the game.
Yeah, you're right. But they had some solid shooting from Skylar White. I think he can seriously build some more confidence from that. But I said once he's seen that first one in, didn't I say that, Dan, that he just got hot. But Cheshire, they are lucky to get this win at home.
Well, they certainly started the game really well. We can get some reaction from Ben Thomas. Ben, 60 points on the board at halftime. You guys seem to be cruising. What was the change in the third quarter where Bristol started to come back into it?
I mean, Azadi, I wouldn't say we're lucky. We won a game. We found it out at this time of the year. Okay, it doesn't matter how they come. All right, would I have taken a 30-point win? 100%. Would I take a 1-point win? 100%. It's not lucky. We've won a game in playoffs, most important time of the year. Obviously, yeah, the third quarter was terrible for us. They had a 17-point scoring run. I said to the players at half-time, though, you know, there was no pressure on that side of the changing room at half-time. They're 14 down. They can play a little bit more freely. We had that pressure, okay, and we dealt with it. Yeah, maybe we didn't deal with it as best we could, but big players stepped up at big times, whether that was Q, whether that was Skylar. We made big plays when it counted, and we got a big win.
Well, that was the thing I was about to say. The mentality of the team, when the lead's gone away, you still were able to, I'm thinking of the big shot, particularly from Skylar in the corner, you still made big plays as you needed them.
Yeah, those plays aren't lucky. Those plays are what we've been doing all season. That's why we've got the record we have. That's why we won the trophy final. But guys step up when they needed to, whether it's through adversity or when things are running smoothly. You know, like I say, I'd have taken a 30-point win before the game. I'd have taken a 1-point win before the game. It doesn't matter anymore about aggregate score, right? Now we go there, one more win and we're through.
Fair.
Well, that's the thing.
No, fair. Good point, Coach.
That's the thing. You now got to go down to Bristol. It's a difficult place to play. Do you make any adjustments, or are you happy with what you're doing?
Obviously, we need to make some adjustments just for that second half. But obviously, you know, we've done a lot of really good things as well. And they're going to have to make adjustments to deal with us as well.
Well, good luck in that second leg, Ben.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Zania.
Well, Ben Thomas there with his team winning this first leg. Let's have a look back at some of the contributions of LaQuincy Rideau. We talked about his stat line. He really filled it up.
He did, and he did it in multiple ways. You know, he got to the rim. There was a nice little pass back to himself. But you were right about his three-point shot has just become better and better. But also sharing the ball. 11 assists is a wonderful stat line that he's not only just scoring, but he's sharing it with his team.
And Skylar White, as soon as that, he didn't take a shot really in the first 12, 14 minutes of the game. But as soon as that first three went in, you could see he was feeling it. He was ready for the moment.
Absolutely. 20 points and a great clip from the three-point line. 6 from 9, shooting 66%. He was huge for this Cheshire team.
And that was an incredible shot at the end of it. And that is why the Cheshire Phoenix are the top dogs here today. Here is how it's gone in the game ones of the quarterfinals of the playoffs. Caledonia beaten at home by the Newcastle Eagles by 19. London with a 15-point win against the Surrey Scorcher. Leicester's also winning on the road in Sheffield 84-81, and Cheshire outlasting the Bristol Flyers 91 points to 90. And well, if this opening weekend is anything to go by, Z, we've got a great couple of weeks ahead of us.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic day of basketball, and it's the playoffs. And Ben Thomas, you know what? He battled me back and he said it wasn't luck. But for me, there is a bit of luck in basketball and in playoff basketballs that you need to figure it out. But he's right. His team stepped up. The big boys came on, and they are the top dogs. It doesn't matter what it looks like. They get the win.
Well, all the pressure moves to game 2 now. Teams looking to advance, teams looking to extend their season. Make sure you're with us for that next week. But for now, goodbye.